The woman in a sexy nightgown was seducing her husband. He followed her into the room, ready to get intimate, completely unaware that she was secretly filming every moment. A month earlier, Markel had carefully prepared a gift for her daughter Annie. Gazing at the fancy present, Annie thanked her mother profusely for everything she'd done, but their happy moment was interrupted by a rapid knock at the door. When Markel opened it, she found workers from the Community Services Department. They claimed that because Markel had a prison record, they needed to take Annie away. Markel refused firmly, but they barged into the room, roughly dragged Annie to their car, and drove off, leaving Markel helpless, watching her daughter vanish. That afternoon, Markel and her ex-husband Joseph appeared in court. Judge Thomas cruelly ruled that Markel would lose custody of Annie for life. When Markel tried to fight for her rights, Thomas silenced her, citing her prison history, and declared Joseph the most suitable guardian. As the trial ended, Markel broke down in tears. In a corner, Joseph slipped Thomas a stack of cash. It turned out Thomas had been bribed before the hearing even started. The next morning, Joseph showed up at Markel's door. When she saw it was him, she tried to shut the door, but he stopped her, demanding to negotiate, using their daughter as leverage. That night, Joseph revealed his true motives. He'd fought for custody to force Markel to hand over her company, and to make that happen, he wanted them to remarry. To his shock, Markel agreed at once. They formalized the deal. 2 days later, Annie found Markel in her wedding dress. Looking at her daughter's tearful face, Markel already had a plan to get back at Joseph. In a shabby setting, Markel and Joseph remarried. A month later, Joseph approached Markel, who was wearing a wig. She led him into the room, pretending to want intimacy, and secretly took photos. Those photos became crucial evidence in her lawsuit against him. Markel tearfully testified about her ordeal, and this time, the judge formally ruled that she'd regain custody of Annie and her rightful property. Joseph, on the other hand, was sentenced to prison for fraud. In the end, Markel and her daughter lived happily ever after.